we're gonna go through a little progression to work into planks. So I'm gonna ask you to start on your hands and knees. Hands are directly placed underneath your shoulders, and then your knees are about hip width apart underneath your hips, okay? So you wanna be cautious that you're not too far forward. I see this often where the hips are actually in front of the knees, or the shoulders are back behind the wrists, okay? So you wanna actually make sure that you're stacked. That'll only help you. And then from here, you really wanna find a neutral spine, okay? So if you don't know what neutral spine is, you're gonna do a little cat pose, round it up, cow pose, arch it down, and then find that rough estimate of kind of happy medium in between, okay? That's a good place to start. Now, we're always gonna start by finding the connection in your core, okay? So one of the tactics that I like to include or talk about is called grounding. So you're gonna take this whole rib cage space here, that's your diaphragm. You're gonna inhale, expand it. Your belly also might just kind of relax and drop down. That's totally fine. As you exhale, hug that belly up and in. There's your transverse abdominis. Now I also got a little pelvic floor lift as well, and that's totally fine too. Just adding more pieces to the puzzle. Inhale, expand. Exhale, belly draws up and in. And now from that core contraction, I'm gonna imagine pulling my heels to my hands to my knees to my hands from that contraction space. Notice my feet even float a little bit. Inhale, expand through the ribs, find your diaphragm. Exhale, belly button to spine. Pull knees to hands, hands to knees. That, my friends, is called grounding, okay? That co-contraction, the isometric contraction of using your deep core to pull your hands and knees together in space, but notice I'm not moving anywhere. I'm sliding on my skin a little bit, but I'm really not moving my spine, I'm not moving my body much at all. Okay, the grounding is gonna help you when you work into a plank. So I would master this core connection and diaphragmatic breath first, then add the grounding as level 2. Level 3, we're gonna start to step one leg out at a time, okay? So inhale, always prepare. Exhale, draw the belly up and in. Find this grounding. Now I'm gonna let go of one of my knees. As I reach my right leg back, my toes are gonna set down on the ground, okay? Belly is still up and in. As you inhale, you're always gonna do that in a supportive position. So bring that knee back in. Now inhale. Exhale, belly button to spine. Find that grounding, hands to knees, knees to hands, and then you're gonna reach the opposite leg out. Inhale. So we haven't stepped back in a full plank yet. We're just preparing. Exhale, engage. This is level 3. As we start to work things up, as we're restoring our core, it's important to take it step by step by step, level by level, and letting our body tell us what it's able to do. Being really true to that and not pushing it beyond its limits is going to keep your form good, keep your body safe. Good. Now, if you're feeling really great about this level 3, we're going to take it up into that full plank level 4. Belly's still up and in. One leg went out. I'm going to prepare here. I'm going to inhale. Exhale. Core comes back into play. Belly button to spine. Hug it in as I step back. Now, notice my belly is still pulled in. If as soon as you step back into your full plank, you do this, I've lost my core, I'm dumping through my spine, my chest is flaring forward. That's not helpful. I'm not working my core at all, okay? It's got to be here. So in this full plank position, I want you to really think about, I'm gonna set my knee down here so I have support so I can talk to you. But pretend my knee is elevated, pretend I'm in my plank. When you're here in this tall plank, this cannot be compromised. You cannot let go of this lifting up from your deep core. The other way to think about it too is lengthen your tailbone and squeeze your glutes, okay? So when I use the word dumping through your spine, what that means to me is that you've lost the front core, deep core connection, and you start to arch. So instead, lift your belly up, tuck and lengthen your pelvis and your tailbone. tailbone, and I'm already shaking just getting into that proper plank position. Okay, and then you would walk it back down. So I wouldn't even hold it that long, folks. So if I did one, full round here, I would inhale, exhale, engage, step the right leg out. Now I'm gonna pause, reset, inhale, exhale, engage. Engage, 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 engage. Pull that belly up and in, hold at the top. This is where you can make it your own, but be true to what you are able to do successfully. I am shaking away. Good, I might hold for 5 to 10 seconds with success, and then I'm gonna walk it back down and walk it back down. And you could do several of these, okay? It doesn't mean that straight out the chute doing planks, you have to hold for 30 seconds, or you have to hold for a minute, okay? That's not true. Let your body tell you when it gets to that failure point, and then listen. Give it a break, and then go back up again. Now, if that full plank, like you're doing the whole stepping out piece, and that's going well, but you can't hold any sort of core control as you step the leg back, then we're just not ready for the full plank yet, okay? So basically keep practicing these motions in and out. Your body just needs more time with it, okay? More practice, more strength. And then the other thing you could do is you could practice, this modified plank with your knees down, and then build up some endurance here. The same concepts apply. The belly's still pulled up and in. Yes, I'm holding, but my tailbone's lengthened, my glutes engaged, and I'm not dumping through my spine, okay? So it's the same technique. Okay, so playing between those two elements of, stepping back and in and back and in, and then making it into that full plank, and then also doing some modified planks where your knees are down, or in yoga we call it extended tabletop, is great. And you just, it doesn't have to be exactly hold for this long. Like, let your body tell you when it needs a rest. Let your body tell you when it needs to reset, and then go back into it when you're ready. That's how you're gonna build strength. That's how you're gonna build endurance, and it will come, I promise. So start with the breathing and engaging your core, just in that position in neutral. Then add the grounding, level 2. Then step it in and out, one leg at a time, level 3. And then final step would be to step it out into that full plank and hold just as long as you can with good success.